bone, he's going to smack you around. He's going to smack you around and you're going to like it. It is always acceptable to hit a woman, never with a closed fist, mind you, but with an open palm. Give me the goods. Give me the goods. What does he do?
Well, one of the things that's, I think, the hallmark of Connery's Bond more than any other is that he has no angst whatsoever. And is, in fact, like, he's always having fun. He's always having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, he's not the kind of guy who's like working out kinks or doing any role playing.
No.
It's just pure, virile, you know, the meat and potatoes kind of sex.
Is it selfish?
Banter in this one. Rachel's laughter is so sincere, and they look like they're having a lot of fun. This piece runs entirely on spontaneity, and that's all it needs.
Such a clever idea for a web series, and I think the episode submitted is a great example of the potential in this concept. In this submitted episode, they discuss the different men who have played Bond and how they think that they would be as lovers in their portrayal as James Bond. And the energy is just so consistently high throughout that keeps the viewer invested and interested. And if you're a Bond fan like myself, you'll certainly get something even more out of it. There's a genuine rapport between the interviewer and the guest, which you always want to see on a web series, regardless of the content or the concept in itself. You want to see that good chemistry. You want to see a genuine connection with one another. And it's a great evaluation of the material itself. They really do dive into each Bond with a respectable amount of detail and reflectiveness. So a really great concept for a web series, very enjoyable.
The epitome of what a web series should be like. Having these two strong yet different personalities like colliding with each other and talking to each other is such an interesting and unique idea. And then like bringing up different actors and like different famous people and then asking this question and then seeing like their results is so funny. And I would love to see this like go on with like different actors and like even different categories for each episode. It's such a unique idea and so interesting, and it was very funny and very great to watch.
This seemed like a really fun kind of like series or web series of like just things that like you would probably talk about with your friends, and like hear people that are like breaking it down and having like little trivia or other things that they're adding into it as well. I thought that it did a really good job of keeping the pace up and kind of keeping like moving through all of the Bonds, because then it didn't just feel like two people sitting behind a table. It felt like there was movement. It felt like you weren't like kind of waiting for the next one. So I thought that the pace was really done well. And I also loved that you could tell that it wasn't scripted and that these people were incredibly comfortable around each other, because they were legitimately laughing at themselves or each other during the thing. If they like said something dumb or something wrong or whatever else, they like just kind of went with it and they didn't like edit all of those things out. So overall, I really liked it. I thought it was super fun. It was definitely something that I would watch.
This one is just pure laughs. These two are obviously really smart, really funny, talented. They've got a great dynamic. I feel like they're talking right to you. There was definitely some laugh out loud moments there, and it's probably the strongest case I've heard for George Lazenby's interpretation of James Bond in forever.
The host, Rachel Music, was engaging as a host. The two, both her and the interviewee, had good interview chemistry during this set. And I'm actually not sure how many times they filmed in, like how many takes, but they seemed very natural as a pair and kept the ball rolling for each other. This one was highly focused and highly entertaining.
Off the bat, just the great chemistry between the two actors in this and their ability to riff off of one another was really enjoyable. It was very clean, loved the white background and the simplicity of the shot, and it really just kept your attention, and they kept a nice pace, and they did a really solid job of carrying that through. The sound was perfect, and it was just the right amount of time.
I mean, this one's interesting. It's like I would love to see like this like web series, like whatever this would be. I feel like the two hosts had a pretty solid dynamic with each other. I'm like, it's hard to single this one out because it feels like it's part of like a larger project, like where there are other episodes. Either that's them discussing like other, topics, or having like different hosts. Like I feel like you could like cycle through people depending on like what the questions are. It's funny to have them like sitting like so close together. It's like a little awkward, but like in like a, I guess in like a funny way. And yeah, I mean this one's is decent, and I enjoyed it enough. So yeah, keep going.
What an amazing concept. It's genius. Of course people want to know how all of the different James Bonds would bone. Amazing. I loved it. I wanted more. I typed into Google, how do they bone? I got a lot of information about how they do bone grafts, which was interesting, but not specifically what I was looking for. Eventually, I did come across the YouTube page, and after this, I can't wait to like dive in and see all of the other iterations of this, because it's genius and it's hilarious, and they did such a great job, and I'm really happy that I came across this little gem.